A fast-moving winter storm struck Missouri on December 1st, 2025, disrupting travel across Kansas City, St. Louis, and several surrounding regions. The event developed earlier than forecast, catching transportation agencies off guard and creating hazardous conditions on major interstates. The rapid onset of snowfall caused immediate traction loss on highways, leading to widespread congestion and multiple crashes during the busiest travel hours of the day. In St. Louis, snow began just before noon and expanded quickly along key corridors such as I-64, I-70, and I-270. Meteorologists had issued a winter weather advisory earlier that morning, highlighting the potential for several inches of accumulation. However, the rate at which the snow adhered to the pavement posed the greatest risk, creating slick surfaces well before road crews could complete initial treatment. Forecast totals varied significantly across the region, with heavier bands developing near Quincy and northern Missouri, while lighter accumulations were expected farther south. This uneven distribution caused unpredictable road conditions, complicating efforts by transportation departments to allocate resources efficiently as the storm progressed. The Missouri Department of Transportation confirmed that crews were preparing for an afternoon arrival, but the storm reached the metro area hours ahead of schedule. Without full pre-treatment, snow bonded quickly to cold pavement, resulting in slippery highway surfaces and a surge in crashes along major routes. Road crews mobilized quickly, but deteriorating visibility and heavy traffic slowed their progress. Police departments across St. Louis reported moderate to heavy snowfall throughout the afternoon, urging drivers to stay off the roads unless absolutely necessary. In the Metro East region, a significant crash on westbound Y-270 forced the closure of all lanes after multiple trucks and passenger vehicles lost control on the icy pavement. The closure created extensive delays throughout the corridor. Kansas City encountered its own challenges earlier in the day. Snow began falling during the morning commute, coating ramps, bridges, and heavily traveled interstates within minutes. Reports of crashes on Interstate 35 and connecting routes highlighted the quick deterioration of road conditions, with motorists struggling to maintain control on rapidly forming layers of slush and ice. I-70 became one of the most dangerous corridors statewide. A series of crashes including jackknife semis, stalled vehicles, and multi-car incidents led to rolling closures extending from Kansas City to St. Louis. Troopers responded to multiple scenes simultaneously as traffic froze in place behind crashed vehicles, blocking lanes and exits. One of the most serious incidents occurred near the Tonganoxie exit in Kansas, where a semi-truck rear-ended another after slowing for snow-covered conditions. Two occupants of the striking vehicle suffered serious injuries and were transported to nearby hospitals, while the driver of the second truck was unharmed. Authorities noted that one injured passenger had not been wearing a seatbelt. Throughout the afternoon, motorists shared accounts of spending hours stuck in traffic, moving only short distances as plows worked to reach congested stretches. Several drivers described the highways as solid ice, noting that even slow speeds resulted in loss of control on untreated segments of road. St. Louis experienced additional complications as blowing snow reduced visibility along Interstate 64, Interstate 44, and Interstate 55. Chain reaction crashes and vehicles sliding across lanes caused blockages on bridges, overpasses and connector ramps, delaying emergency responders and preventing plows from clearing critical choke points. MODOT's traveler map displayed extensive slowdowns and multiple crash sites across the region, illustrating the scale of the disruption. Officials repeated warnings to reduce speed, increase following distance, and give snowplows the space needed to operate. With a second round of snow expected between 7 p.m. and 10 p.m., drivers were urged to avoid travel altogether. Kansas City school districts dismissed students early as road conditions continued to deteriorate. Public transit agencies announced major delays and rerouted buses due to impassable streets. At both Kansas City International Airport and St. Louis Lambert International Airport, multiple flights were delayed or cancelled as snow intensified during peak travel hours. Farther south, Springfield and the Ozarks received lighter but impactful snowfall. Up to 1.5 inches accumulated overnight, and temperatures in the 20s Fahrenheit produced black ice on shaded rural routes and elevated surfaces. Even minor accumulations created hazardous conditions, particularly along Interstate 44 and Highway 65. Meteorologists emphasized that the timing of the snowfall, not just the totals, played a major role in the storm's disruptive impact. With pavement temperatures near freezing, moisture bonded quickly to roads, creating slick conditions even as treatment crews worked continuously. Drivers were reminded that bridges, curves, and elevated roadways posed the greatest risk. As the storm moved out of Missouri, winter storm alerts expanded into areas near Lake Michigan and the Upper Peninsula. Northern states prepared for potentially heavier totals as moisture from the departing system combined with colder air. Along the East Coast, forecasters warned of possible snow and freezing rain affecting the I-95 corridor the following morning. In Missouri, transportation officials highlighted how the storm underscored the importance of early pre-treatment and flexible response plans during rapidly developing systems. The unexpected arrival time created conditions that were difficult to manage, forcing crews into reactive strategies rather than preventive ones.